Zoolander, directed by Ben Stiller and released in 2001, is a satirical comedy that delves into the superficial and often absurd world of high fashion. The film follows the titular character, Derek Zoolander, played by Stiller himself, who is a dim-witted but exceptionally famous male model known for his signature look, blue steel. As the story unfolds, Derek's career is at a crossroads after losing the prestigious Male Model of the Year award to the up-and-coming Hansel, portrayed by Owen Wilson. This defeat leads to an existential crisis for Derek, who begins to question his purpose beyond his modeling career. The film cleverly uses this personal turmoil to set the stage for a broader commentary on the vacuity of the fashion industry and the cult of celebrity. In the midst of Derek's identity crisis, the film introduces a nefarious plot by the fashion industry to manipulate him into assassinating the Prime Minister of Malaysia. This sinister plan is orchestrated by the villainous fashion mogul Jacobim Mugatu, played with comedic flair by Will Ferrell. Mugatu represents the ruthless and exploitative side of fashion, willing to go to any lengths to protect the industry's interests, particularly its reliance on cheap child labor, which the new Prime Minister intends to abolish. To achieve his goal, Mugatu brainwashes Derek using a combination of hypnosis and subliminal messaging, all masked within a high-energy pop song, Relax, by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. The absurdity of the assassination plot highlights the film's satirical nature, poking fun at the ridiculous extremes of the fashion world. As Derek becomes unwittingly entangled in Mugatu's scheme, he finds an unexpected ally in Matilda Jeffries, a journalist played by Christine Taylor. Initially skeptical of Derek's intelligence and depth, Matilda gradually comes to see him as more than just a pretty face. Together, they embark on a quest to unravel Mugatu's conspiracy and prevent the assassination. Throughout their journey, the film explores themes of friendship and redemption, with both characters learning from each other's strengths. Derek, for example, discovers a sense of purpose beyond his looks, while Matilda confronts her own biases about the fashion industry and the people within it. Their evolving relationship adds a layer of emotional depth to the otherwise irreverent comedy. One of the film's most memorable aspects is its colorful and exaggerated portrayal of the fashion world, populated by eccentric characters and outlandish outfits. The character of Hansel, Derek's rival, becomes an integral part of this vibrant tapestry. Initially depicted as a carefree and enigmatic figure, Hansel eventually joins forces with Derek and Matilda in their mission against Mugatu. This unlikely alliance underscores the film's underlying message about the power of collaboration and unity in the face of adversity. The flamboyant costumes, elaborate sets, and over-the-top runway shows serve as both a visual feast and a satirical commentary on the industry's excesses, making Zoolander a visually engaging experience. Ultimately, Zoolander concludes with a triumphant showdown at a fashion show where Derek, with the help of his friends, manages to foil Mugatu's plan. In a comedic twist, Derek uses his modeling skills to dodge an improvised weapon launched by Mugatu, showcasing his true potential beyond the superficial. The film ends on a high note with Derek and Matilda starting a new school for kids who can't read good, symbolizing Derek's transformation from a self-absorbed model to someone who genuinely wants to make a difference. This heartwarming ending, combined with the film's sharp wit and memorable characters, cements Zoolander as a cult classic that continues to entertain audiences with its unique brand of humor and satire. Ben Stiller's Zoolander, 2001, is a film that offers a comedic glimpse into the often satirical world of fashion. But what many fans might not know is that the character of Derek Zoolander originally debuted in a series of short skits for the VH1 Fashion Awards in the late 1990s. These appearances were designed as tongue-in-cheek commentaries on the fashion industry, and they were so well received that they eventually inspired the feature film. Stiller's exploration of the vapid and superficial aspects of the fashion world was not just a comedic choice, but also a reflection of the exaggerated personas that often dominate this glamorous industry. This early concept laid the groundwork for what would become a cult classic, with Stiller reprising the role and expanding it into a narrative that still resonates with audiences today. Behind the scenes, Zoolander had its fair share of interesting developments. Perhaps one of the most amusing anecdotes involves the casting of Owen Wilson as Hansel, Derek's rival. Originally, the role was envisioned for a different type of actor, but Wilson's natural laid-back persona and chemistry with Stiller made him the perfect fit. The film also features numerous celebrity cameos, including David Bowie, who plays himself as a judge in the famous walk-off scene. This scene was a logistical challenge to shoot, as it involved coordinating multiple high-profile schedules. Moreover, the filmmakers took great care in designing the elaborate costumes and sets to parody high fashion authentically, working closely with real fashion designers who contributed to the film's exaggerated yet credible aesthetic. Zoolander is peppered with clever Easter eggs that eagle-eyed viewers might spot upon repeated viewings. One such hidden detail is the homage to classic spy films, evident in the mannerisms and gadgets used by the villainous Mugatu, played by Will Ferrell. The film's exaggerated style and over-the-top characters are not just for laughs, they're also a nod to the larger-than-life personas often portrayed in spy thrillers. Additionally, the film's soundtrack includes a variety of iconic tracks that cleverly underscore the absurdity of the scenes, such as the use of Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Relax during pivotal moments. These musical choices serve as both an homage and a parody, adding layers of humor for those familiar with the references. Psychologically, Zoolander delves into the theme of identity and self-worth, albeit through a comedic lens. Derek Zoolander's journey is one of self-discovery, as he grapples with his fading relevance in the fashion industry. This mirrors real-life challenges faced by those in high-pressure, appearance-focused professions. The film exaggerates Derek's existential crisis, using humor to explore deeper themes of purpose and validation. This storyline resonates not only with those familiar with the fashion world, but also with anyone who has ever questioned their own value and place in society. By using comedy as a vehicle, Zoolander makes these introspective themes accessible and relatable to a broad audience. Despite its comedic intentions, Zoolander faced its share of controversy. The film was banned in Malaysia due to its portrayal of the fictional assassination plot against the Malaysian Prime Minister, which was seen as politically inappropriate. This unexpected reaction highlights the sometimes delicate balance filmmakers must maintain when blending satire with potentially sensitive subjects. However, this controversy did little to dampen the film's success, as it went on to achieve cult status, particularly in Western markets, where its humor and irreverence were more readily embraced. The film's sharp wit and satirical edge continue to spark discussions about the power dynamics and absurdities of the fashion world. The impact and legacy of Zoolander extend beyond its initial release, influencing both pop culture and the fashion industry. The film introduced phrases like "blue steel" into the everyday vernacular, demonstrating its lasting influence on popular culture. Its satirical take on fashion has also inspired real-world designers to embrace humor and self-awareness in their work. The film's legacy was further cemented with the release of Zoolander 2 Inches in 2016, which brought back the beloved characters and introduced them to a new generation. While the sequel received mixed reviews, it reaffirmed the original film's enduring appeal and its place as a cultural touchstone that continues to entertain and engage audiences worldwide.